What's up, everybody? Welcome to Between the... I couldn't get the words out.
It's called Between the Bellz.
It's called Between the Bellz? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Don't fucking start over.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Between the Bellz. My name is Adam Alexander, and we are in your corner. With me, two of the best people in the entire world. You can look all over, you will find very few people better than these two. That's what I'll say. I won't put them on too high on the pedestal, but high enough that I know where they should be. Welcome, Coach Joe, Coach Magz. How are you guys today?
Good.
Fabulous.
You guys are fabulous and good?
Mm-hmm.
Just had a burrito from Primo. What's it called, Primos?
Ortiz's.
Ortiz's. So I'm good.
There's no Primos around here.
Oh, my bad.
No, there's one, but is Primos a good place? Is that a quality place?
I don't know why it was in my head.
Is that even a place?
Yeah. There's Los Primos burritos. It's a bit of a franchise.
Oh, so you gonna eat burritos, but you ain't gonna watch a Hot Cheeto movie?
Well, are you still? Oh, matter of fact, if you guys remember a couple episodes ago, these two people of Hispanic descent, they accused me of being anti-Mexican, and I finally have proof. And I want to give myself a shout out for not going, some of my best friends are Mexican. Like, I'm not that guy. But, and I sat quiet because I was not going to answer to falsehoods. I was not going to answer to lies. But then as I was flipping through Hulu, I was like, oh, this is my proof that I'm not anti-Mexican at all. You guys ever watch the show This Fool?
Nope.
No, never heard.
It's not approved.
It's not approved Mexican. It's not approved in the Mexican culture.
I don't know it.
You bring shame to us, though.
It's an absolute hilarious show on Netflix. I love it. It's
You never stand up, right?
No. It's you know the Cholo fitness guy. Yeah. It's him and this other guy, and they just it's like a neighborhood. It's like a Mexican Friday a little bit.
Is it a movie?
It's a TV show.
Oh.
So
I think I've seen it.
Season 1 is out. Season 2 comes out at the end of this month, and I watched that. And that kind of like I watched that. Then at your birthday party, I was talking to a couple of dudes, and I was like, "Hey, you guys see the show This Fool?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is that offensive at all?" Because I always wonder like how Mexican culture views like stereotypes and whatnot. And they were like, "Nah, man, we're just happy to get the."
Oh, sorry.
No, but we don't get offended by nothing, bro.
See, and that I kind of tried to. Cause I get offended by everything. You and I have you and I have had conversations.
Yeah, we don't get offended by shit.
Because I know Hollywood, when they put a black guy on the screen, I know they sending messages. But anyway, so when they were like, "Yeah, man, we just like the screen time," and I was like,
Training Day was a good movie.
Training Day was. We'll talk about that off camera because people get mad at me when I voice my opinion about Training Day. And
You
so,
don't like Alonzo?
I want to know now, cuz. What's up?
People want to know
King
about
Kong
that.
ain't got nothing.
I think Training Day used Denzel Washington to just put like every black stereotype that they could on that screen.
Oh.
I was like, wow, they're just every bad black stereotype they just threw
I'll
into that
take
movie.
it. If I can have Eva Mendes with that, it's all good.
She was cute.
Yeah.
She was cute. I will say that. But that's how because I rewatched Training.
Like that, though.
That's how I see it. Because I rewatched it. I rewatched it because it was getting a lot of hype about a year or two ago. So I rewatched it. I was like, why is this movie so popular? This movie's garbage from begin. It was silly and immature, really immature. And so, but then I was like, okay, they used Denzel to just like kind of package a whole bunch of bad messages.
Make it cool.
Yeah. Like if anybody else, if it wasn't Denzel, that movie would have tanked. That movie would have been protested. But it was Denzel.
I don't even like the cholos in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah, they try too hard.
But even the and then that's like the cholos are just. I think the cholos, and I'm using that because you.
I said it.
Yeah. And I just felt like they were even slightly better represented, but it was just every bad stereotype. The Russians didn't look good, Cholos didn't.
Well, you know what? Honestly, we weren't represented right because in the Mexican culture and the gangster culture, you can't have a friendship with the cop. In that movie, the cop's at their house. So that was like a no-no.
And they were taking.
And then and they can't talk about any homosexual activities. And in that movie, they're referencing it too.
Really?
Yeah.
And that reminds me, like, I honestly think that the movie was intended to be an Ethan Hawke. I love Ethan Hawke. I really think he's a great actor. He did this movie with called Repo Man with Forrest Whitaker. That was really really good. And I think that movie was intended to be starring Ethan Hawke, but Denzel just stole every scene. just stole the entire movie and packaged it for himself. That's my little beef with it. But anyway, even then, so I have a hard time enjoying like stuff like that. So when I was talking to the homies about This Fool, they were like, "Yeah, man, it's just
whatever.
It's just whatever." Exactly. And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try and watch shows like just whatever." And I really I watched Atlanta, the series.
I like that show.
Yeah. That gave me like that kind of just, oh, this is cool, because there's no real. It's the reason I liked Atlanta so much is because it was just kind of a very unique experience that my culture doesn't get. We get a whole bunch of kind of packaged repeat. This is who they are. This is what they are. But it wasn't like that at all. It was a very unique. You got to see a whole different thing, and it got to the point where, whenever I turned on Atlanta, I had to say, okay, are you emotionally braced for what you're about to see? Because you have no idea which way it's gonna go. It got really trippy at some points.
So, what's one movie that you like that represented your culture, Ray?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't. I honestly don't. I like it when. Okay, so back in the day, Spike Lee made this movie called Mo Better Blues.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and he said himself, that's not a black movie. That's a movie where the actors and the characters are black, but you can interchange that, keep the script, and replace it with the white jazz band, white club, and all that, and it's going to stay the same. It's not, and that's what I like. So a couple years ago, Lakeith Stanfield from Atlanta, he plays the weird guy on Atlanta. He did this movie with Donald Glover, Terry Crews, Tessa Thompson. Is either Tessa Thompson or Jazzy Beats? I can never remember which one. But it's called Sorry to Bother You, about this kid who gets, this down and out guy who gets a job as a telemarketer, and he just goes up the ranks. And again, it's not a black movie. It's got a predominantly black cast, but it's really a social commentary of just like if you kind of follow the way Amazon's going. And I really, really, really liked it. Mm-hmm. And that was the type of movies I like. I don't like I hate it when Hulu's like, "Hey, Adam, you want to watch this? It's a black movie." I'm like, why? Hulu, you know better. So that's it. So when I watch stuff, I kind of like watching stuff with the unique experience. That's like, there's another series called on Showtime called Flatbush Mysteries. Yeah, no, I broke that last night. I gotta glue it back together, and I had it up there. That's what just crashed. So I don't have Flatbush Misdemeanors, which is it's just another unique experience. So that's what I look for when I sit down and watch TV. Something that's gonna give me a unique perspective.
I find myself watching shit that I used to watch when I was a kid.
Like what?
Like Reba. I fucking love that show. I don't know why. I like her accent. I don't know, dude.
Whenever I see that, it reminds me of Designing Women.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it was like Delta Burke. It was it followed that Golden Girl, which Coach hates, but it followed that Golden Girl trend where it's like middle-aged women and just, their day in the life of. So, but that's cool.
So why did you like Golden Girls for? How did that relate to you?
It didn't. It was just, I grew up in front of the television, so it was like, it was just more mind-numbing food for like my childhood, and it was just entertaining, and plus it was packaged. It came on right before 227 and right after Amen.
Damn, I was not born yet, bro.
I know that.
There's no way.
I know
I don't know any of this shit.
I remember I walked in the house, and my aunt was always watching Days of Our Lives. I said, when is shit gonna end?
It's still on,
she was like, is it? Yeah, it was like going on for like 30, 40 years.
I think it's still on.
Damn.
Yeah. Same thing with like, what's that, General
Hospital,
yeah, right?
Luke and Laura.
Yeah.
Yep, because I had a babysitter who watched General Hospital.
What? You had a babysitter, like the babysat you, or is it?
I had a babysitter who babysat. No, I had a babysitter who babysat me.
For real?
Yeah.
And watch that?
And watch General Hospital.
Man.
Yeah. The people who watch like that's it's going to go on. Soap operas are, man, those things. That's money.
I don't know. Mexican novelas end, bro.
Yeah, they all end.
They do?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not these. Every time I see one that's still on, I'm just like, wow, that's still on? That's crazy. Reality TV show is the closest thing that's ever come to the popularity and just ability to keep going as soap operas. So But that's not why people are listening. You see, we chatted up. But one thing I wanted to address onto the Between the Bellz theme was last week I forgot to point out 2 major distractions we were talking about focus last week. And I forgot like the 2 major distractions I think from people's focus. One is what other people think.
Yeah.
When you start getting wrapped up into like what somebody else thinks, you've immediately lost focus. And the second thing is gossip. I don't know which one. I think gossip is the most toxic thing and the worst thing a person can do to themselves. Like if we would just start talking about, I don't know, let's just pick a name out of a hat. This dude, Lance.
Hey, what's up with Lance, man? For real.
In action, dog.
You gotta come back to the gym, my boy. Okay, we miss you.
No, but we just, I teach all our, I'm saying, we teach our fighters, if people don't gossip about you and don't, that means you're not doing something right.
Be spoken, to be talked about, that's great. But in a negative manner, okay, no. You can't control, like what somebody said a long time ago, you can't control what other people think or say about you.
Exactly.
Okay.
If their life is miserable.
But I'm talking about like me. I used to, like, as a reformed hater, gossip was like my key weapon. It's like we'd be chilling, and I was like, "What about that dude over there?" And what I had to come realize is that was a defense mechanism for me.
Yeah. Like
we shoot somebody else down to make me, so I could feel better and also feel safer. But that was really like hurting me, and also it was the people I was hanging around too. Like I stopped hanging around. True. I don't hang around with people who gossip anymore. Like that's a big thing. It's like there's no focus. So I just wanted to point out on this episode that if you're a gossip, stop gossiping.
Gossiping.
It's not. But if you're gossiped about, you're doing something right. You're staying. You got your lights on.
But who are we talking to? Are we talking to the gossipers or the people that get gossiped about?
We're talking to the people who are trying to get better.
Yeah, exactly.
So those are the gossipers.
Don't even worry about people that gossip about you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not telling you about. Yeah, you can't control that. Blah blah blah. They'll never say anything strong enough to take you down as long as you are doing what you're supposed to.
And it depends what you're doing in life too, because like gossip get destroyed in different ways. But like a long time ago in boxing, if somebody told me, a coach told me, if they're not talking good or bad about you, you ain't doing nothing. Yeah. So gossip to me is like fuel. And I look at it like that. It is, and that's why I have to teach these young athletes that not to let it bother them. Because as soon as they win a fight, well, he had his hands down. They're always gonna be talking about that.
Everybody's gonna have something to say.
So you have to build some thick skin, because gossiping is always going to be part. What was the other one you said besides gossiping? You said something else that I like that goes together with it.
Gossiping and the other distraction is what people think.
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah.
They're thinking that people think it, and does it bother you, or if they say it becomes gossip?
Yeah, no, I can't. I think my biggest hurdle that I got over was I don't worry about what people think of me anymore.
I always embrace haters. I love them.
I don't have any haters. Not that I know.
No, I know, but you said you were an undercover hater.
Oh yeah.
Or reform hater. And I used to tell my brother, man, if you have 10, I got that from Cat Williams, man. You get 10 haters this year, you get 15, 20 next year. Get more haters, because that means you're doing something well.
Yeah, you are attracting the hate. I get that. But I just want to make sure that if someone's trying to make their life better and they're still gossiping, they're fucking up.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a small-minded thing to do.
Yeah, you cannot. Oh, yeah, very small-minded. I heard it's like small minds worry about other people. Yeah. Big minds worry about plans. Great minds have a great imagination, something like that.
So it's at the gas station.
But at the very bottom of that is small minds worry about other people. So I just wanted to point that out, just because that's what this podcast is trying to do, trying to help people get better, like myself. Like, I'm late in life, and I came across all this information over time that made me better, and I was like, wow, how did I not have this as I grew up? And then I had to just say, well, you didn't, now you have it, what are you going to do with it? And I'm going to share it. The Between the Bellz podcast is the podcast that's in your corner, and that's what we do. Today we're going to talk about two things that we might have talked about before, but I really want to dive deep into them because we touched on them last week, and that's shame and pride.
I think that's a good segue to shame, because that shame, you're pretty much worrying about what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it comes down to. You're worrying about, why else would you feel shame?
Okay, so go into that a little bit. Just go off on shame.
Well, why else would you feel shame? Like, what makes you feel shame?
When I let myself down, I feel shame. Like if I don't do so this weekend was the amateur boxing tryouts,
mm-hmm.
and if I didn't make it to that, I would have been ashamed of myself for not making it to that, because I knew I had what it took to show up, to do what I needed to do. I had a little bit, just be like, oh, I'm tired, oh, I don't want to, blah, blah, blah. I was like, Nick, dude, you better get yourself up and get there.
You're ashamed of,
you
try your best?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying, had I not,
okay.
had I come up with an excuse to avoid it, I would be ashamed of myself. And I think that to me, that's where pride and shame are both a little bit helpful. Mm-hmm. We're still talking about shame.
Yeah.
But because I avoid the things that I would be ashamed of. You know, the things that I would be ashamed of doing. Gossiping. That's one. Right now, I could gossip about anybody I wanted to right now. And you two, I would hope, would be like, this isn't like Adam. He's not supposed to. He's talking about other people. He's gossiping.
Mm-hmm.
But more than that, I would have to answer to me. It's like, dude, you just shot down somebody who wasn't in the presence to defend themselves.
Yeah.
You don't even know about the information. You're just putting out bad shit. Like that, the shame factor, the possibility of being ashamed of myself keeps me in line.
Yeah, I understand that, but then you're starting to judge yourself, and it's like whatever happened, whatever it was, and that's it. Keep moving. That's the way that I see it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I start to, because that's a pattern, right? When you talk to yourself in that manner, it's like, why are you doing that? Like, what do you do that for, man? You probably look stupid in front of
No. Not I don't go with any probably you look stupid. I never tell myself you look stupid.
Okay.
Okay, I never tell myself. I will tell myself that was wrong. That thing that you did, that was wrong.
Okay.
And then I that was wrong. I'm ashamed of you. Don't ever do it again.
Okay, but would you not call that like that you're judging yourself for that instead of like being proactive and be like, fuck it, you know what? All right, I see what I did wrong.
I'm not gonna hold on to the shame. No, I'm not gonna hold on and live in the shame. And this is where we kind of butted heads last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold on to the shame at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna acknowledge it and just say, hey, you know, do
but in
better.
reality, okay, so
it's a teaching moment. It's a teaching moment.
It's just a reflection.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to feel shame. You know what I'm saying?
It's
because you're attached to it, bro.
No, it's not that I'm attached to it. It's that I'm just using that as a kind of, it's like a stove is hot moment. We don't touch hot stoves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I do, so what else is something I would let myself down? Overeating. Mm-hmm. You know, if I overeat, like, oh man, I can't believe I overate. Mm-hmm. I'm ashamed of that. Okay, then don't do it again. That, as long as I have the okay, don't do it again, that shame did its job.
I just want to know where the shame's coming from in the first place, you know, because you did it. Do you know what you were doing when you overate?
Yeah, I know that, and
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you on that point. You're not supposed to be ashamed of things that you did. But okay, now let me ask you: how do you correct yourself? And maybe I'm wrong.
It's not that it's not about being right or wrong, bro. It's just different ways of different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just the way that you know. You know what I mean? That the way that I know is the way that I know. However, is there a way to, if you want to get better, can you get out of that? Yeah, you can. Absolutely. You know what I mean? You just possibly haven't learned how. But it's not like right or wrong. You're wrong. That's, you know what I mean? Okay, wait, hold on. So I just want to get to the root of the reason of why you feel shame in the first place, because it's pretty much it's a feeling rooted in something that's coming from somewhere, because you received that judgment from somewhere else, and now you're used to judging yourself that way. You know what I'm saying? I
grew up shamed. Like that was like my father's and those like him. That was their biggest teaching tool, is to shame me into getting in line, into conforming. Okay, so I'm going to say that. But my question is like, okay, you're doing what you set out to achieve your goal. Yeah. You like, I'm gonna do that right there, and then you veer left or right. You don't ever feel like, is it not normal? Because I always assume that a little bit of shame is normal.
Well, it sounds like it's normal to you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It created a pattern. That's kind of from what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps to you that is normal. You know what I mean? Perhaps the coach, like, you don't even know what the fuck that feels like.
You say what?
I don't know what shame is.
You really?
I don't.
He does what he does unapologetically.
Yeah, I don't. I move forward with it. I don't have time to have shame.
Yeah. I'm trying to wonder if I feel.
Here's what I would like to avoid, is that I don't want you to feel a certain type of way because you just haven't learned how to think that way.
Right.
That's it. There's no reason. You know, I'm not saying that you are, but
it's
not the road that I want you to go down in your mind. You know.
Okay, so remember back in the day when I was like mad, depressed, and sad and mopey all the time? Okay, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything with my life. I felt like, and in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how you should have felt when you're not doing anything with your life. You should feel depressed, sad, and mopey. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's kind of element or a neighbor of shame.
Now, what happens when you're sitting there on the couch and you're not doing anything? You're just
just watching TV.
Perhaps just watching TV. Does that feeling or those thoughts come back?
No, not as long as I'm staying in the. If that's a break, if I'm not if I'm not ignoring anything,
yeah.
There's no shame on that.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's the one thing I'm very happy. So if we listen to all that I've said, I control the shame that I feel, and I don't. Like, I stay into that. I don't compare myself to anybody else. I compare myself to myself, to who I was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's where the regulation of shame does. And I think a lot of people, and we see it in the day, we see it in day-to-day life, allow other people to shame them. You know, like make them feel bad for the way that they are. And that does, like, make people feel bad. It's like enforced conformity. Mm-hmm. You know, as a Christian, I've seen it 150 times. Mm-hmm. Just people like using shame, like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, what would Jesus do? You know, that kind of shame. And then that's like, I'm very happy to admit that I'm inoculated, I guess. Mm-hmm. Not inoculated, immune to that level of shame. Yeah. Like, any outside force shame, I'm not dealing with.
Right. So, but you're doing it to yourself.
I think that's
what you gotta work on. Now, maybe you're immune to it from other people, but now you gotta become. And I'm not just talking, bro. Like, I sit down and I'm watching TV sometimes. Like, on the weekend, I'm like, damn, like, shouldn't I be doing something? I'm like, but this is what I want to do. So whatever.
Then okay. Now, if you guys don't see me at the gym tomorrow, and I don't have a good reason, like, I still got both my legs. Yeah. You know that you can know that I'm somewhere being ashamed that I skipped the gym on a day that wasn't off. Now, if I have a day where I just, oh man, I'm physically exhausted, I can't. Give me that pint of I ate a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
I thought you were gonna say Benadryl. I was like, don't do that. I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say Benadryl. I was like,
a pint of Benadryl. Like, and I felt no shame about it. You know, I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. But the shame has a possibility. I don't feel shame a lot. I don't. Yeah. I'm just saying that it's there if I veer too far off the road. Okay. And I consider it corrected. Now let's look at pride. What is pride to you? No, let's talk about Coach. Let's bring Coach into this. Hey, Coach, let's talk about pride. Are you proud? What are you most proud of?
Helping people like you.
That's something to be proud of. Like, honestly, like that like last week, I just saw pride in your eyes. You looked at me, and I caught you in a moment of weakness, and I saw it in your eyes, and that made me feel great.
But see, my weakness should be your normal, because your emotions are like this. So when it's so hard, you fall, then you have to creep all the way back up, and then you fall again. You should stay like, this is the only time I tell people in boxing is the only place you should stay lukewarm, because it's easy to get to the top.
Stay lukewarm in boxing.
And you know how the Bible says this. You're not in boxing. You're perfect to be lukewarm, because you can't stay on top all the time, because you'll fall. Just stay right in the middle and creep up again, and come back to the middle and pop up again. You can't fall below that line. It's so hard to get out that line, and you hit that bottom all the time.
Not all the time.
All the time. When I'm talking to you, it's always you're either super fucking on fire. That's why you made me. But lately you've been good.
Yeah.
That's why you kind of low key made me a little bit happy to see you.
Yeah.
Low key, very small.
And that's and And that's what I'm talking about. It's like I work every day to make myself proud. Okay, and to me, there's a duality to that statement. Whereas if I mess up to a certain extent, I can.
Don't work at it, because if you work, you'll fail. It should be just you already. You should get up and work and do what you have to do. When you work on stuff, you always have to punch out when you're working on it. It should be a lifestyle. You shouldn't be working at anything. When you work on something, every time that word work, you're always gonna fail.
I like that perspective.
I definitely hear it too. It's like it's hard because I grew up in a I think Coach knows that my father had a very significant effect on my self-esteem and that to the point where I just cut him off. I was like, he's done. The relationship is over. But it left me with a lot of rebuilding to do and getting mindsets. So I do have a good or bad, right or wrong mentality.
Yeah, I can tell.
And so, like, how do you go through life? So what is shame and pride to a normal person? Like saying I'm not normal.
It's not. It's
different for all of us, no?
Bro. Yeah, exactly. It's not about normal, because your normal is different from the next
Everybody.
guy's normal.
Like I grew up to this day. My dad's still hooked on heroin.
Yep.
My dad's been struggling with heroin addiction. Maggie has witnessed some phone calls when my dad calls me, and I'm like, bro, get your shit together. So, I don't let that affect me, because if I did, I wouldn't be who I am. How can I tell somebody to be strong when I'm weak?
Right.
So I realized I just shut the door to everything that happened to me in the past. I close the door and I move forward, because if I just sit in that room, I'm never going to move forward. And that's why I'm telling you, you never work on stuff. You just become that person.
Just become that person.
Yeah, just become the person you want to be, because if you work on that person, you're never going to get to anywhere.
Yeah.
Become that person.
I think most importantly, I think the distinction here is that I don't think that you put it in a room and just let it sit. I think what happened is that you learn to let it go.
Yeah.
And not fuck with you.
Yeah.
That's where, like, whatever it is that's fucking with you, learn to let it go. Just let it go, man. Because otherwise it's hard to because then, like Coach said, you're going to have to keep working at it if you don't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Once you let it go, then it's about becoming it's not about doing this and doing that. You become that person.
And I think that's where I see a distinction in myself now, because it's like I'm afraid. Like, I want to become this person, but I'm also afraid of going back. I'm all like, I haven't let that go, and I know that if I end up going backwards, I'm going to be grossly ashamed of myself.
But what is it that has you thinking that you're going to go backwards? It's just your thoughts.
It's your inner battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Only you can allow that to happen. And if you want that to happen, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
if you
I don't
want
that
to happen, then you don't even think about it. You're like, whatever.
It doesn't even matter. It's just a matter of it's turning the brain off and doing what you're supposed to do. Now, okay, so how do you see shame in, I'm trying to make this episode stop being a therapy session.
People like it.
But how do you explain shame to a 12-year-old?
You know what?
A 12-year-old.
That's a good.
Because
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a good way to put it, and I think possibly one of the better ways, and I think you guys might relate, because I'll talk about Little League, right? I don't know shit. Let's say you're in Little League, right? And you're the one kid who, for some reason, can't hit the fucking ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's very easy, like, for a little kid to be like, damn, I'm not as good as everybody else. Like, I can't hit that fucking ball. And if you let that shame, because that shame, I'm ashamed that I can't hit the ball and everybody else can. If you let that shame fuck with you, the kid's probably going to quit and never, whatever. But if this is something that they really want to do, I think it's important to note that they should learn how to overcome that shame, because if they persist, one day they're going to hit the fucking ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I freaking love Maggie, because right now you're that little kid. And not just you, I'm talking about all my athletes, okay? And I'm the coach. What in that moment you understand what she's saying, because you play Little League. We all have our
I couldn't hit worth shit.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and it's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
But you'll always have that coach that made you feel like you can do it, right?
Yeah.
When you play Little League. It happened to me. When I played baseball, I had that one coach I wanted to hit the ball for him, because he was always taking his time to show me. That's my job right now as a coach, is to make sure that you can hit that ball in life. Because
except now that ball's on somebody's shoulders.
Exactly.
Get it?
I got you.
Boxing.
Yeah.
But here, you know what? I was listening to this book this morning actually.
That's such a millennial statement, bro. I was listening to a book. That's such a millennial statement. I was listening to
the morning, okay, so I'm getting.
Easy, huh?
Let me explain. All right.
She probably read more books than me and you combined, bro. I know she read more.
I'm getting my routine ready. I'm gonna listen to a book. I'm not gonna read it right now because I need to get the ball rolling. I was listening to this book this morning and it says something very important. And I told Javin this today. And in the book, it's a sports psychologist who used to work with Jordan and Kobe and all that. And he said, mistakes are part of the process and we need them to grow. And that stuck with me and I was like, I'm going to stick with that today. And I found a place and a way to use it. You know, we never know what the fucking message gets through, but, you know, like Lorena said, it's all about planting them little seeds, you know. I always tell Coach, and I always even, like, whenever I talk to Lorena, it's all about that little seed, planting that little seed. You may know or not know that the message got through, but it's out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, especially even if we go back to Little League, there's a lot of parents out there, man. It's all about winning. It's all about winning. We don't even worry about progressing and doing those small little, obtaining those small goals and working on those things that, you know, might make you better. It's all about, but did you win? Why not? You know what I mean? So I think making them understanding that we need to make mistakes, bro. How are you gonna get better if you don't make the mistake? If you're perfect, there's no way. I'm not seeing it.
That question you asked, just like, but did you win? That reminded me of like when I was a kid and I did the high jump in high school, all the way through it. And when I first started in the 8th grade, my coach was like, hey, there's the high jump over there, go do that. And when we got to the meet, and I placed 5th, and it was like my first time ever doing it, and I got a ribbon, and I got home, and I was like, yeah, I got a ribbon for the 5th place. Yeah. My first question my dad asked, out of how many? Out of how many?
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
but that's normal, bro.
And so now that should be, like, that's how you gotta be first, or it doesn't count, or you gotta, it's like there's no learning, it's only winning. Yeah. Like now I understand the value of learning. Yeah. And how that, you can't win and learn at the same time, not always. So I get it, but that, that moment sticks with me to this day. Like, it's like, I don't know how long ago I was in the 8th grade, but that was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure there was no CDs.
That's crazy to think that, because when I was like 26, 27 years old and I started coaching amateur kids, I didn't think like that, what you just said, and I remember teaching these kids. I had kids from like 10 to 12 years old, and I would tell all the kids that I was training, listen, the first 20 fights that you guys have, I don't care if you win or lose. I don't care. And I told them in front of their parents too, because the parents were the pressure. Yeah. And I told them, I don't care if you win or lose. If you start getting your butt kicked like badly, I'll stop the fight myself. But you're going to learn from the first 20 fights. After 20 fights, I'm going to care. Because by that time, and I said, even after 20 fights, you never stop learning. But after 20 fights, it's going to make sense. Okay. So you take that pressure off the kids, like, don't worry, just learn. Just learn. Because sometimes you don't win nothing. You don't learn nothing by winning all the time.
No, and that's Coach Bashir. Mass shout out to Coach Bashir. He told me, he's like, I don't want anybody on my team who's never lost.
Yeah.
Like how you gonna learn how to get over it? How you gonna learn to win? It's like if you've never lost, like that's a big thing. And matter of fact, he about to go into.
I just sent Mrs. Shaw a message. Stephen Shaw's mom, Mr. Big Shot, and his dad, and all the team. Ron Sims is up there with Coach Bashir. We miss him. Give him a shout out to all of them out there in St. Louis. Yep. They're out there. Big shot. I saw Stephen Shaw into the arch right there taking pictures. Back at home. Coach Bashir just posted that it was raining.
It was a hail. It was hail.
It was hailing. It was like 4 weathers out there.
Yeah, he was like, what is this? This is crazy. And we're stuck in.
He became a California boy. I mean, California man. Sorry, Coach. That's one of the few men I respect, dog. So, you know?
No, absolutely. Absolutely, I heard it. I just wasn't gonna tell you.
You gonna hold that against me?
But yeah, it's like you go to another state, you're gonna get some weather, which San Diego doesn't get all the time.
That's weird, though.
Yep.
I
But
mean,
okay.
I don't know.
So okay, real quick. Okay, so now, how does one feel pride?
Well,
I don't, and again, like this is another thing. I'm proud of myself. I don't have external forces that give me pride more than I do myself. Like I used to just get it from
not
like
even with the Red Sox winning.
no. I mean the Red Sox winning. I'm happy.
Okay.
Like I don't have anything.
But you're not
I don't have anything to do with the Red Sox. You know their organization. It's like if they win. Like I'm excited. But it's like it used to be going back to comedy. Like I didn't have like I remember my dad came to one of my shows, and I had a killer set.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody laughed their asses off. But after the show, all I could think about was like, all right, I hope he liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. That's what made me proud of the set.
Mm-hmm.
When it and so it's like that. That's what I mean with external forces. Like I no longer have people telling me you can be proud of yourself now. Mm-hmm. And they go, oh, okay, good, I'm proud of myself. No, it's like I'm proud of myself. Well, you shouldn't be. Well, fuck you, because I am. Yeah. Like that's my attitude now.
Yeah.
But after if there's no shame, is there pride?
Yeah, there's pride, man. For sure. There's like a continuum, right? And pride is better than having pride is better than having shame. 100%. However, like I do think that pride can also make you vulnerable.
Yeah.
In the sense that.
Because I feel like too much of either.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely. I do believe that, man. For myself, my goal is just to be neutral in everything. If give me good news or give me bad news, my objective is to just stay
moving forward.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great point. It's like no matter how you feel, if you're not moving forward, like don't worry about anything. Mm-hmm. Like because when I do feel shame, I'm like, okay, cool. How can I use this to keep moving forward? And when I do feel pride, it's kind of quicker than I'll let myself feel shame a little bit longer than I let myself feel pride. Mm-hmm. Because pride to me is really, really fleeting. It's like, okay, it's because it's in a moment. It's like you did something that was good right then, but now you got to do more stuff. Keep going. And like I've done things where I've been so proud and I just sat on my laurels and thinking that that one event was going to define me and everything was going to be taken care of from ever, and that's not the thing.
Yeah.
So so we definitely agree that pride is just as dangerous as shame.
Not as dangerous, but it can.
Really?
Yeah. I think that if you're proud of something, you're being productive. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any productivity in shame at all. That's why I see it that way.
Okay.
But can it be dangerous? Sure it can. Mm-hmm. Just like anything, you can drink too much water and die. So if you don't drink any water, you're gonna die.
Shout out to Bruce Lee.
Yeah. So it's just like anything, man. And I want to be like, you gotta find a balance. It's just, that's just so cliche. But
you do gotta find a balance. I think it definitely is. It's about balance and the understanding of the two, but definitely don't let either of them. Don't let anybody shame you. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing.
That is very, and that's important, man, because you're pretty much handing all the power over to people and to take control of you and your feelings in your life, and that's just absurd,
Yeah, because you only control yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You have no power over what others people think. That's just the way they see the world. That's got
for whatever reason,
you, So
allow them and just let them move on. And you still hold your ground, but and take it with a grain of salt. If you can, whatever somebody else has to say about you don't let it affect your mood.
Well, it's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with you. Even if you, at the very, back of your mind believe that it's true, it's still got nothing to do with you, because that's the way that they see the world. Their thoughts, their beliefs, the way that they were programmed has them see you through those lenses. You know what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with you.
You know what's crazy? I just realized that is that I'm out of the mind state that fights to defend myself. Like if someone says something,
I can tell.
Somebody says something wrong about me. I used to have to. It's like, oh, now it's time to whoop an ass. But now it's like, I don't give a shit. You know, like, and that's a. I just now realized that used to be a part of my psyche. Like nobody better than say nothing bad about me. But now it's like, I kind of let it be true. Like Eminem has that song. It's like, I am whatever you say I am. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like if you, all right, then that's who I am.
Yep.
From your view. And I stopped hanging out with people who saw me a certain way because I didn't want to be that person. You know, and so that kind of, I definitely understand that mentality. It's like, don't just let them be. Let them think what they want to. And understand that that's not a reflection of you more than it is a reflection of them. I learned way a lot more.
That's why shame and pride make you vulnerable in that sense, because, you know, people are always gonna talk shit.
If you
no
can't,
matter what. So
if you can't use either as fuel, just let them go. That's the lesson I'm getting out of this.
Who's fighting?
Dude, you read about mine? No, his girlfriend won.
Oh yeah, my new lady.
Alicia?
Yeah, I'm gonna call her and I'm gonna slide into her DMs.
I fell asleep.
No, it was a good fight.
Like right before it started, I watched the fight before that, which was Andy Cruz against
Burgos.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. But because I was worried. I talked to Jay Hop Boxing a minute. He pay you his money?
Yeah, fucking took long enough. Yeah.
Okay, as long as I'm just checking because I was about to go get him.
Yeah.
But he was talking about that Bumgarner. People were concerned about her endurance past a certain round.
Oh yeah.
And she stayed explosive.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see that. So
that goes to my point. People are gonna be gossiping about you all the time, but it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't bother her.
No,
it doesn't.
Just kept going.
If she believed it, she would get tired.
And that's
Ohio. No, not where she was. Detroit.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know where her home's at already, or what?
No, I don't know her home address.
Yeah.
I love you, baby. What we got coming up this week?
I know her manager, so I'm gonna send him a clip of this video.
I'm not a bad catch.
No, I said you were. Yeah.
No, I'm just like this.
Shout out to Nelson Lopez. It's my boy.
Like I will be.
Like Star Wars.
I'm weird. I'm quirky. Yeah, that's like Raquel Miller. She always like, Adam, you're quirky. You're gonna find somebody who likes that quirky shit. That's what she always tell me. She was like, you're gonna find somebody who likes that quirky shit. And Miss Baumgartner, if you like quirky,
I'm here.
I'm right here for you. If you don't, I can change.
Who's fighting this week?
Yeah, who we got?
Is there any fights this weekend?
Big Shot.
Yeah.
Big Shots fights this weekend?
Yeah.
That's the 20th. Yes, it is. I'm so excited about that.
I'm rolling with Big Shot. I'm gonna fuck
Big
him.
Shot
He's gonna win.
It's gonna be exciting. He's coming off a loss, and he's been working hard since that loss. You know that I'm really looking forward to it. Forward to seeing him. Who's he? You about to pull up who he's fighting?
Some kid from Australia. I don't know the name right now, but he's from Australia or England.
Oh, that was good.
It was not.
No, that one word that just like I don't know if you could hold the
Joseph
accent.
Goodall.
Sorry, dog. My bad. I'm trying to.
What's his record?
9-1.
9-1.
And he's from fucking Australia. See, I was right. Dog.
Yeah, I didn't question you.
I say you did, dude. I mean, sorry, I can't. My friend.
You said my friend.
Bro, how do you do the little calendar thing?
So we're looking at Big Shot. Heads up, eyes up. This is
got you.
This is bad TV right now.
Sorry about that.
Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching their phone. So mad shout out to Big Shot. Can't wait to see him just bring home this victory. I want to see how he's going to do it because he is going to be explosive on this one. Because I think that when he lost his last match, I can't remember who it was against, but when he lost his last match, it was he fought at that level. It was the same situation how Lomachenko lost to Haney.
He lost?
Fuck. Oh, sorry.
You say you're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
He lost on paper, but he won the battle.
He lost because he didn't take it.
He took it.
And that's how I felt. That's how
fucking highlights.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt about Big Shot. And the last one is like he to me he won on paper, but he didn't get in there and just take it from the bigger guy, who had the bigger name, who had the support. That's how I felt about it. So now I'm looking forward to this fight. It's a Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll be watching that card. It's Kambosos Jr. against a fella named.
Where's that fight at? Take place.
Shawnee, Oklahoma. That's where Ricky was.
Yeah.
I think Kambosos is gonna win. We got Gio Santillana's gonna fight too.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be watching that card just because I want to see.
Oh, and can you plug Habib's fight?
That's next week.
Yeah, that's next week.
But still plug it now. Just let people know. Wow, that's a huge.
Go ahead, you plug. You're better than me.
Just let people know because we haven't told the viewers though about that big opportunity.
July 29th, Saturday, July 29th at T-Mobile Arena, right? It's an arena. T-Mobile Arena. We'll be on the undercard. The team is headed to Las Vegas to soak up the heat.
On the Spence
Crawford.
Crawford, yeah.
On the undercard.
So we'll be streamed before the fight, but we won't be on the pay-per-view card. But we'll be streamed. So you can watch our fight for free on YouTube.
On YouTube, so it'll be streamed. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I can't wait.
It's Javin eighth fight. He's fighting Michael Portales out of Ventura.
He's got 6 knockouts.
Javin got 6 knockouts, 7 wins.
Yeah.
So he's going in with the just.
But everybody he's fought, he's put on the ground. The guy he lost to, the guy he took the decision, he dropped him too. But the guy got a veteran, not experience.
Yeah, but you said that. That guy said it's like I should have been knocked out, but he didn't close well.
Yeah.
So I'm positive that all that's changed. I've been watching him spar, watching him in the gym. It's just.
I was gonna put you to spar him today, but I thought about it. Like he's not lefty, so we're not fighting a lefty, so I didn't want to throw off everything he's doing right now. So I put you in the ring next to him, and then you and him actually sparred him almost the same amount of rounds.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I was gonna throw you in there with him when I told you to get ready, but then I thought, fuck, Adam's a lefty.
We tech sparred last week, and he went lefty with me.
Yeah. I don't want him doing that though. I want to focus on his right hand. He's right-handed,
Yeah, usually and Seth called me out on it because usually when I know a righty is a righty and they go lefty, then I'm gonna go righty because I'm better at being a righty than you are at being a lefty. But when Habib did, I was like, oh well, I guess I'm gonna get hit by a lefty.
Shit. Well, you know what? That's gonna be a good. I guess we won't do the picks till next Tuesday. Yeah. But there will be a fight on July 25th, and I don't know what day that is, man. I'm trying to.
And there's 3 good fights on that card. So
yeah, there is, and also Top Rank will be having another fight in between then, which is going to be July 25th on. Actually, it'll be Tuesday, so we can't pick right now. Inoue against.
Well, we already
picked. I picked that one, but I'm waiting for next week. But
next week?
Yeah, I'm going for Fulton on that one.
I'll go for Inoue though.
Oh, and
I think it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, the 25th is the day we record the next episode.
Yeah,
so
that's when the fight is, the 25th?
Yeah.
Oh, so let's pick that one then.
Yeah.
We just did, huh?
Yeah.
We just picked.
Inoue.
But we're gonna record before the fight.
Yeah, but still, we're gonna pick the Crawford fight too.
And it'll be in the morning probably because it's in Japan.
But we're gonna record and the fight's being done that day.
Yeah, so it's like we're gonna have it, so you can pick that day too because the fight's gonna be that night. We're gonna record that afternoon.
Okay.
It'll be in the morning.
Yeah, or in the morning. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. So I'm excited that you guys are going away. So I get to substitute coach for the rest of the week.
I'm gonna hear all kinds of complaints.
None. He's gonna hear none. They're gonna be like, oh.
Adam walked around, started calling everybody bitch and asshole.
Dick. I called Dick and
Beloved.
I haven't used Beloved yet because
Okay,
no one's earned that from me. So, but you guys are real awesome. I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. And I know it helped me a lot, so I'm absolutely positive that it helped you a lot. And just remember, when it's thing of shame and pride, use balance. But
lukewarm.
And keep it internal.
Stay liquid.
Stay lukewarm. Keep it internal. Don't let it.
Liquid sinks.
Don't let pride think you don't have to work anymore. You guys stop it. Don't let pride make you.
Oh, he's trying to be serious. Okay.
Don't let pride make you think you don't have to work anymore, and don't let shame make you think you can't work anymore.
I like that.
That's what I really. That's the only thing. If you got anything from this episode, get that. All right, we're done. You're awesome. We're gonna wave goodbye now.
Get these nuts.
Get these nuts.